Hello and welcome to another Python lesson. Today we're going to be talking about operators and Boolean logic. So first we're going to talk about Boolean logic. Boolean in Python is true or false statement. And so basically anytime you put a mathematical statement in parentheses, it will evaluate if it is true or false. So as you can see, the statement I put above is false, but this one should come back as true. Okay. So for mathematical statements, Boolean logic is pretty simple. You just put print, you put your parentheses, you add your statement, we'll evaluate it and see if it's true or false. See, 4 times 5 is 20, so 21 is false. Now, there's also a way to apply Boolean logic to strings as well, or any data type. And that is the bool command. So the bool command is used to get a Boolean statement to anything other than a mathematical statement. So example, we have our string hello, and we put our parentheses bool, then we put our string and then a closing parentheses, and it'll come back as true. The same is said for, or if we do the same with with an int type a number, if a float type number 8.424, it comes back as true. Now, there are only so many ways that a bool can come back as false. If the bool is empty, if the data is 0, or obviously if you use the false statement, it will come back as false. Another way this could work is if you use the statement none, or if you put brackets inside. And there's also a way to see if the data type you specified is true or not. And that is the isInstance command. Now, like I said before, the isInstance command is used to see if a specified data type is true or false. So here I have my variable, Boolean logic. Now, as we know, this is a string variable. So if I say print isInstance my var float, it'll come back as false because this variable is not a float variable. It is a string variable. So if we specify it as a string variable, it will come back as true. I'm just gonna leave that out there for a bit. So it's print parentheses isInstance parentheses, you add the name of your variable, a comma, a space, and then the variable type, and then 2 closing parentheses. Now there's to make a command that will always return a Boolean answer. So use the def or the define function and then create your function here. I've named my Boolean, then you add a semicolon, and then you add a space, an indentation, you have to remember that indentation, and you tell it to return false. And then you can print your function just using the print command, and it will run as false. Now, if I change this to true, it'll come back as true. So now we're going to talk about operators. So operators is basically Python arithmetic. So it's adding and multiplying and dividing and subtracting. Now today we're going to be talking about two types of operators: arithmetic operators and logical operators. So the first thing we're going to talk about is we're going to go over arithmetic operators. So the first of these is the addition operator. The plus or addition operator adds two numbers together. As you can see, 10 plus 5. It gives us 15. And the subtraction operator, the minus operator, subtracts one number from another. 8 minus 3 equals 5. Now we're going to talk about the hashtag operator, which is also the multiplication operator. The multiplication operates one number by another. So as you can see, 42 times 37 is 1,554. Now, we'll talk about the slash operator or the division operator. The division operator divides one number by another. As you can see, 8,000 divided by 57 is around 140.35. And now the double hashtags, or as it's also known, the exponential operator, multiplies one number to the power of another number, which means, for example, if we were to do 2 to the power of 4, it would be 2 times 2 times 2, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which would be 16. So I think I went a little overboard here with 16 to the power of 23, which, as you can see, gives us this huge number, and it's nearly 5 octillion. And the last arithmetic operator that we are going to talk about is the floor division. So basically, it's the same as the division operator, but instead rounds the number to a whole number. So instead of having all these decimal places is for 8,000 divided by 57, we just get our plain 140. So the next type of operator we're going to talk about is logical operators. It is the and, or, and not. So the and operator means this will only appear as true if both of these are true. So we have our two statements. 4 to the power of 2 is equal to 16, and 8 to the power of 3 is equal to 64. This will come back as false, because 8 to the power of 3 is not 64. But this one will come back as true, because it only needs one of these statements to be true, and 4 to the power of 2 is 16. But the not statement will not come back true, because this reverses the fact. So it means even if this statement is true, having that not there will reverse the effect. Let's run it. So as you can see, the first one comes back false, the second one comes back true, and the third one comes back false. Now for what we're going to be working on today. Okay, so first I want you to create two statements and then put them together in an and a not statement and see how any of it and see what happens. Then I want you to create 4 true or false Boolean statements. And I encourage you to use both strings and the normal arithmetic, and I encourage you to use both true and false statements. As you can see, I have 2 string statements and 2 arithmetic statements. So you have true, 2 of them are true and 2 of them are false. Now for our last task, we have a kind of challenge. So I want you to find 2 operations. One to create the highest number with only two-digit numbers, and one to create the most consecutive numbers. For example, 333333333.33333. So I want you to try to use a operator statement to create a number kind of like this, to create with the most consecutive same digits that you can, and also to create an operator statement to create the largest number you can with only two-digit numbers. Okay, that'll be all. I hope you have a fun time coding, and I will see you next week.